What's up, YouTube? I'm back with another video. In this week's video, I'm going to be showing you how to do a basketball fantasy league week 3 updates, how to work the wire for week 3, the do's, the don'ts of what not to do during week 3, and all that. If you like basketball or if you're in the NBA fantasy league, this is a video for you to watch. So right now, I'm going to start off with telling you teams with 4 games that you shouldn't pick. I'm looking at my fantasy league right now. And teams with 4 games that you should be interested in looking for players if they're still on the waiver wires. You got Atlanta, Charlotte, Golden State, Indiana, Memphis, Milwaukee, Minnesota, OKC, Philadelphia, and Portland that got all 4 game win. That got all 4 games this week. So that's a do for sure. And people like me, I got Giannis in my fantasy, so man, he gonna eat them 4 games for me. I'm looking about 200, 250 points from probably a little bit more than that from him this week. Then you got teams that only got 3 games this week. You got Brooklyn, Boston, Chicago, Cleveland, Dallas, Denver, Detroit, Houston, Lakers, Miami, New Orleans, New York, Phoenix, San Antonio, Toronto, and the Wizards. So teams with only 2 games that you should not worry about looking through the waivers for is the Clippers, the Kings, and Utah. So stay away from any teams on the waiver wires that only got 2 games like that, or if you got people like that in your team on fantasy, then on your team already, like you drafted somebody from one of those teams, you should be working the wire because they only got 2 games. So if you got utilities or something you can add and drop throughout the week for them, I'm going to be helping you with that. So since the Wizards have 3 games this week, you should be looking into people like Isaiah Thomas if he's still on the wire. Try to grab Isaiah Thomas for sure. Yeah. And then other players that you probably slip on that you probably don't know too much about is like people like Kendrick Nunn. Make sure if he's still on the wire to go grab Kendrick Nunn. And I've been doing fantasy for like 4 or 5 years now. So, all right. Now we're going to get into the sell high players. The players you should think about trading and getting rid of before it backfires on you. You always got those same players where it's like you got to get rid of them before they make your team a living nightmare. People like Blake Griffin, who always get hurt. You got to think he going to average big numbers. You grab him in the draft, he gonna average big numbers. He gonna get you points. He gonna look nice. But he's always who always gotta deal with injuries. Always getting hurt. It's like kind of sell high, get rid of him for some decent pieces, and build around everything you got with your star players for sure. Cause Blake Griffin not gonna be your first round pick. That's for sure. So whoever your first round pick, you build players and then you trade them other players to get nice players around them to level out your team. So, as I was saying, my first team, I drafted Giannis. So after Giannis, I got people like DeRozan, Paul George, Kevin Love, Kyle Lowry, Lou Williams, Bogdanovich, Al Horford, D Rose, Dragic, Bobby Portis, and Willie Cauley-Stein. Now, one thing I do want to tell you is, okay, I got Paul George kind of late because he was doing an injury and nobody really want to take a risk on him. Like, that's Paul George. You got to grab him. So I got lucky with that pick because I grabbed him like 4th round. Paul George supposed to have been picked before the 4th. And also, I made sure when I drafted strategically. I made sure I didn't grab too many people who high on injuries because it's not a good thing to make. Take risks for sure, but make sure the risk worth the reward also. Don't be grab people like Gallinari. Like, he's still worth it, but he gonna get hurt. He always get hurt. Even if you read his updates on the fantasy drafts, they always saying sell him or trade him or ride him out till it's over. It just happens with players. It's just players that that just every year is constantly something. Like CP, like Chris Paul, trade high with Chris Paul. Try to get you 2 nice pieces for Chris Paul because his injury risk is higher than other players. There's players who injury prone who just happen to always wind up getting hurt. CP with his hamstring injury all the time. It's not a good thing to always have on your team. He's gonna do good though, but it's just the risk of having like Anthony Davis. That's another player where you like he a first round pick for sure, but then you like, he gonna get hurt. He might get hurt. And he already battling a little shoulder injury right now. It's like it's just little tic tac injuries that just gonna be happening with him. And you either gonna ride it out with him or you gonna try to get good for him. Like try to get like two for ones. You know, you got some players who you should be trying to get 2 for 1s for. Two nice players for one though, not nothing small. Like people like Blake Griffin, try to get a nice 2 for 1 for him. CP, you could try to get a nice 2 for 1 for him. When I drafted this team, I made sure I focus on people who don't get hurt. Giannis, he don't really get hurt. He's play almost all year. He be straight. You could trust Giannis. You could trust DeRozan. I could trust. Only person I really worried about, Kevin Love. That's another sell high player. Get him gone while he's hot, cause you never know what's gonna happen with Kevin Love. This guy, sell him if you can. This is all sell high players right now. Sell him if you can. I got Kevin Love in my fantasy, man. He's been eating. I promise you, he's been eating. But it's just scary business keeping him on the team. Derrick Rose, crazy athletic player, going crazy this year. Great fantasy player to have. But that injury is scary. You don't wanna be so close to winning the fantasy in this. You know, stuff happens. So you gotta make sure you planning it out. And you got other players that you should try to sell high with also, as in like Devin Booker. Like try to get a 2 for 1 for him if you can. Cause he's not these like first try to get 2 for 1 for people you didn't draft first or second round, but you got like doing like the third, fourth, fifth rounds, and you know they're gonna probably average a nice amount of fantasy points, but they still a risk. So it's like try to get rid of them while you can. Like I've been saying, CP, Blake Griffin. Like I've been saying, people like CP, Blake Griffin, people who kind of injury where it's like mid-season they might be out for the season, or they might be gone for like a month or 2 weeks or 3-4 weeks, and you can't really go that long without them. And you, even though you got an IL spot, you still need them because like you're not in the best spot in your roster, and they got playoffs where you gotta be eight AC playoffs, and you probably like battling for the AFC. Is a competitive league, and you can't really hold off on waiting for people for like 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, 2 to 4 weeks. You know, players like that who you can't wait for, but they just going through that little injury. That happens all the time with CP, Devin Booker. Devin Booker was out last year for a nice little minute, and he just kept getting injured, like his hamstring too. Like certain players you just don't want to really risk it too much with. Let's see who else I can name. Victor Oladipo, that was a surprise. I didn't expect Victor to really go through that like that. Vucevic, Nikola Vucevic, same player, outstanding fantasy player, but injuries, don't know. Like, sell high. That's all I can tell y'all. Sell high, because, man, that stuff, it'll hurt you when you need them. Zach LaVine, I could think of Zach LaVine off the top. Sell high, because, man, get them while they averaging these nasty fantasy points. Try to make them look more like they looking appealing right now. You see what I'm saying? Because they give me 40, 45 fantasy points a night, but they just a risk, and they gonna get hurt because they do it every year. It's inevitable. It seems like they do it every year. So just sell high if you can. That's all I can tell you. Zach LaVine for sure. He gets injured all the time. I don't think he had a season where he actually stayed healthy yet, to be honest. He hasn't. I haven't seen him healthy for a whole season. For a minute now. I'm not going. Yeah, I haven't seen him healthy for a minute now. That's a tough player to hold. Let's see who else I can name for y'all. Because I really only want to talk about my team. But then I know everybody don't have who I have, so I'm trying to touch bases with everybody. Steph Curry, if you had Steph Curry, man, I know you got to be disappointed right now. I mean, I was going to draft Steph Curry first round, too. I was like, man, Steph Curry going to have an outstanding year. Got his own team. You know, KD gone, Clay hurt. He found to do big stuff. but I didn't draft him. I grabbed Giannis instead of him, and I am so happy I grabbed Giannis instead of him now because Curry is gone, man. He's not coming back for this year. If he does, he's gone. He's not coming back to probably like before, like probably All-Star break or a little before All-Star break or after. For sure after, because I think they said 3 months for sure. So, yeah, that hurts. You can't hold him in your IL that long. You gotta get these wins. So it's like, man, you gotta make decisions. You don't want to just drop them in the waivers for nothing. So it's like, man, that hurt. That was a surprise one, though. That was very surprising. Hassan Whiteside, that's another person who, well, he on Portland Trailblazers now, so he might be alright. But still, he's still another risk. That's another risk for sure. He another risk. He gets hurt all the time. He gets hurt all the time. Let me see who else I know. Matt Conley, that's another person who you should sell high on too. He gets hurt, but he's good. He's a good player to have. Right now, I'm just going through the list of everybody so I can everybody that's in my fantasy league so I can show y'all who not to grab and who to grab. And this is not on my team, this on everybody's team that's in my league, not just me. This is a cash league too. We do private cash leagues. So it's very competitive. And I think I'm top notch. As y'all seen earlier, I'm winning in both my leagues. I'm on my way to 2-0. I got Paul George waiting in my IL on one of my teams, and I'm still winning by 200 points. Like, I think I'm gonna be okay. I think I'm gonna be okay this year. Who next? Let's go to this team. So I'm just going through matchups, and I'm looking at their players. I'm telling you from their players, because you might have their players. You got Lonzo, that's an injury risk. Lonzo, Eric Bledsoe, Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin hurt right now. Look at that injury. I wasn't even noticing that. Yeah, so sell high, man. Sell high. Sell high on all the players I named. So as a recap, I'm going to say it again. Blake Griffin, Lonzo, well, sell high players. Lonzo, you're not really going to get too much for, or Eric Bledsoe. So Blake's the main sell high players is Blake Griffin, Vucevic, Zach LaVine, Chris Paul. Then you can sell high on Gallinari kind of, so you can kind of get something nice with Gallinari. Hassan Whiteside. This dude got Vince Carter on his team. Yeah, he's not gonna win this year. So yeah, this is a main recap for my fantasy league. I'm trying to help y'all out to get ready for week 3. I told you who the players to grab if they still on your IL or on your waivers. Make sure you grab Isaiah Thomas, Kendrick Nunn for sure. Jay Crowder this week, he got 4 games. Like, grab these players to help you this week through fantasy. Alright, that's it though. YouTube, subscribe to my channel. Link in the bio for my Instagram that you can follow. And I'm gonna be back every Sunday to give you updates on fantasy and how mine's going, and updates on what you should do to make yours better.